What's up, Crusaders of Crypt Nation? It's Pizza Mind and Bryce here today. Today's show is hopefully potentially brought to you by Elysian Space Dust in the future.
Yes. Episode 17. 17. The date is the 13th of August, 2019. Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful day.
It is a beautiful day.
I hope you guys, wherever you are in the world, are having a beautiful day.
I'm having a beautiful day. You want to know why?
Because Ripple's getting sued.
That's right. That's right. XRP SEC Class Action lawsuit. PIZ's happy over here because I've been telling you people, stay away from it. It's bad news.
He's been preaching anti-XRP army for years, and finally you get your day in the sun. So this is Pizza Mind's episode.
It's not even my fault. Someone else who's been holding XRP started a class action lawsuit, and then other people did, and other people did, and all these lawsuits have combined together, and now it's moved from California state court to federal court.
It's going to be big.
That's right. So several new arguments have been made in the first federal case to cite the SEC's guidance for security tokens. So this is big, and it's a very strong case.
Yes.
So the 4 previous complaints that were filed in California state court have been moved and shifted to the federal court now, and for the very first time, Ripple is required to give a legal response to these complaints. And they have until September 19th to do so.
That's just fucking nuts. Or it's knuckin' futs.
Yeah, so either way.
And there's another thing, all the ICOs that you hate so much, one got rolled today.
Yeah, so I didn't even know about this, but so the SEC has issued an emergency action to freeze the assets of Veritasium founder Reggie Middleton.
Yes.
So they're saying that he's
serial scammer.
He says he's a complete fraud. They've ordered his traditional accounts from Bank of America, Citi, and Chase to be frozen, as well as his crypto.
Frozen bank accounts?
Frozen bank accounts and crypto exchange accounts on Gemini and Kraken, and issued orders to blacklist 15 Ethereum wallet addresses.
Wow.
So while they can't take his Ethereum, they can tell exchanges to absorb that funds if he tries to cash them out. So interesting. A self-described financial guru, Middleton is accused of propagating false information about his businesses as well as artificially pumping the price of the Veri token.
I remember one day, years ago, maybe 2 years ago, when the price went up like 300% in one day, and it came on the scene. Everybody's like, what's going on? And then we found this guy, and he's tweeting like, here's the real deal, like, the savvy investors are just now figuring it out. Yeah. Don't miss the boat. I mean, it was like a textbook pump and dump.
Yeah.
Like textbook.
Veritasium is this platform allegedly for all kinds of financial metrics and advice. So if that wasn't bad enough, they also accuse him of using over $500,000 in investors' money for personal use and $600,000 to purchase precious metals to make yet another scam. He's fucked.
He's fucked. You know who else is fucked?
Everybody.
The globe. Everybody.
Tell us why you felt like you needed a drink today.
So I felt like I needed a little bit of a drink because there's a lot of global uncertainty. And historically, what happens when there's global uncertainty? What do I mean by global uncertainty? I mean, like we talk about a lot, right? The Hong Kong crisis that's unfolding, where now China is, starting to flex its control over Hong Kong. And Hong Kong is now being, going from a democracy back to communism. So that's going to be weird. And there's a lot of uncertainty going on in Argentina, right? So basically the point I'm trying to make...
What's going on in Argentina?
Well, their currency just got devalued by 25% against the dollar.
I heard their stock market dropped over 40% in one day.
Exactly. So Argentina's now collapsing. So what happens historically when events like these take place? It's that the capital inflows to, or the capital flows into safe haven assets. And what's the most safe haven asset? It's U.S. Treasury bonds. What's a U.S. Treasury bond? It's the U.S. issuing a debt instrument that bears or that yields a return for the purchaser. So if I want to buy a U.S. bond, I buy it, right? And then in 30 years, I will make all that money back and then some. So right
it's like
now,
a long-term loan to the U.S. government.
Right, it's
Okay.
Buying a bond is loaning the U.S. government money.
Okay.
And so what happened just today is that the 30-year bond, its yield dropped to historically the lowest price it's ever been. So what does that mean? the yield of a bond and the price of a bond are inversely correlated. So when the yield starts to fall, it means that there's more buyers in that market. It means the yield is falling because now everybody's buying that thing.
Oh.
And so the yield just kind of starts to taper off. And then when nobody's buying it, the yield starts to go up because you want to incentivize more people to buy it.
Gotcha.
Right?
Okay.
So
it's like supply and demand.
It's supply and demand. And so basically at a high level, it's this whole trend that's unfolding, and I don't really know if this is going to continue, right? So like low yields and high prices are a risk aversion type scene.
What does that mean?
Like so risk aversion basically means uncertainty. So people are fleeing from risk on assets.
Okay.
So risk on assets being stock market, being crypto, being emerging markets, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So when you have low yields like we do now and high bond prices, we're in a market that is uncertain and risk averse.
Because the U.S. Treasury bond is the safest place to put your money.
Right. Historically, there's never been a positive yielding risk-free asset so much like the United States 30-year Treasury bond.
Okay.
But also there's bonds that are issued by certain governments that have negative rates to them. So negative rate basically means that I'll buy or I'll loan you money and then lose money on top of that, which doesn't make any sense,
doesn't make
right?
any sense.
So you'll have basically a government saying, okay, I'll issue this debt to you, and then I'll give you back less.
So is that just a sign of an unstable government about to collapse?
It very well could be. It's preceding it, for sure.
Wow,
but,
that's crazy.
Yeah, so it's definitely going to be, like this whole yield curve thing is definitely going to be something that we're going to keep you guys closely informed with. But that being said, that was today in crypto. A crazy day. Lots of uncertainty. Any final words?
We'll see you tomorrow.